Welcome to the Extra Pass podcast presented by Chemist Warehouse. I'm back in my usual position as host. Right next to me are my co-host, Adam Balls Ballinger. Welcome back.
All business today, Brad. Let's get into it.
A lot has happened since we last caught up. A lot has happened, Ben. Please welcome to the show, Rhys Carter, my old fellow world champion from 2003, gold-winning, medal-winning Emu. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, mate. Good to be here.
Third time.
Third
time's
time.
the charm.
Yeah.
We've got a few three-timers.
You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it right this time.
Now, we've got so much to catch up on. We got the scrap at John Cain to discuss. First of all, how's the FIBA break been for you guys? I personally have loved it.
Yeah, I
Didn't have to do setup.
yeah, the games can be
Consuming.
they're a bit of work, but so it was nice to have
Some of us
Sunday
have to
off.
step in and do security
But
work.
we're not the important part here. This is
I know, so-
Rhys. How about you?
Nice break. Like, get the middle of the year and it's like, double headers, putting together scouts and practice and, dealing with game on game on game every week. It was nice to just have a week last week where still practiced all week, but just focused on ourselves and, improving on things, not having to worry about an opponent for a week. So great there. And then a weekend off, no games,
No practice.
no practice.
practice.
Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there was-
unheard of in NBL season outside of the FIBA break. So we, I got back home to Sale down in country Victoria where I grew up. Saw the family, beautiful place. It's not that beautiful, but
Well, we'll
I've
talk
got
about
to say
that
it
more
is.
later. Don't
But
worry,
yeah,
we're hitting
we can
Sale.
cover how
good
nice
times.
Sale is later.
Yeah. But no, it was a good break. And had some good sessions with the boys. Good individual workouts. Good few team sessions.
There was a bit of
refresh.
cross training going on. Some pickleball I saw.
Yeah, good pickleball tournament last Thursday.
Who was trash?
No, nobody was trash.
Go on.
No.
No one was trash.
I've never played
Nobody,
pickleball.
Marcus Lee. Nobody was Marcus Lee.
He's a volleyball
He's a
guy.
volleyballer.
Yeah. He's
No, it was a good standard.
Was
good
there
little
any
tournament.
comps? Was there a who
Yeah,
won
we
it?
paired up.
You.
Dino and myself lost the final.
Must have been.
It wasn't. I lost, so I forgot about it. I don't remember ever losing. So
A little bit
wiped it
of,
from
little
the
bit of
memory.
yoga today. I put my eyes out there.
Yeah, boys did a bit of yoga today. Little workouts, skill workouts first, and then a bit of yoga just to have a bit of a stretch and relax and unwind a little bit.
Cooked a nice little spit barbecue for the boys.
Oh, mate. Great barbecue.
Yeah.
Nick Harrison
On the char grill?
physio / chef.
was unbelievable.
Got it done on the barbecue. Yeah, it was good.
must be
Big
nice.
pressure tomorrow for
Yeah.
Smirch's Armenian spread.
Yep,
which we're
another
excited
barbecue.
about.
Yeah, it's been a good week for
Yeah,
like
there's
team
barbecues everywhere
barbecues,
around here.
team activities. So the more we break it down, the more I'm really happy with the last 8 days.
Have you managed to get out and have a swing, Rhys? Rhys is very good at every sport he plays,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
He's an
That-
athlete.
if
Not
you-
just a basketball
Golf,
player.
footy.
That's his-
Footy.
Pickleball, well, they didn't win, but close. You name it, he's good at it.
Nah, golf on the weekend, no good.
Did you play? Or you
I played. I went
just
home,
no
played
good?
with the old man home club, where I've never actually played in like comp down there because it's just left when I was a kid. But went back with the old man and my brother. The three of us played, and
play comp?
I got played comp. I had
Comp can get
32
ya.
points, so like not a disaster of a day, but just didn't hit it very well. Yeah, she was hot. It was 30 something. Lucky the old man had the cart for us, so that was good. But
No cart, no start.
yeah, it's getting to be that way a little bit as you get on. But what about you? I heard you had a good day at golf.
I had 10 points after 12 and just walked to the 12th onto the car. Just chucked it in, mate.
What points? What are we talking about here? Explain it
it's
for
a
the
whole
listeners.
nother.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with
The
points.
Brad Newley I know would never give up. There's always a chance.
I
Now-
chucked it, mate. I said, no, it's wet. My daughter's playing a game. I just chucked it in. I won the morning, though. I got up. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I won the morning.
Like you won the day. Like
I won
you
the day.
attacked
I
the
just-
day in the morning.
just lost the
Carpe
goal in
diem.
myself.
Carpe diem, attack the day. And yeah.
Sorry to the old blokes that are left out there. Hope you finish well and your scores counted. Golf Australia. Top of the ladder. What have you liked about the start of the season?
A lot. We've got a really good group that's just been tough. It hasn't been pretty the whole way through. We had a little tough patch there. We lost 2 out of 3. We kind of couldn't string 2 wins in a row there for a while, but we also didn't lose 2 in a row. So toughed it out, and we've really been able to find some offense. Like defensively, I think we have been solid for most of it, although we did have a couple of games there where we gave up probably a lot more than we wanted to. So, it hasn't been perfect. But, being able to put up 100 points and score, and I think fans enjoy that, playing fast and putting points on the board, as well as, trying to play some tough defense. So a lot to work on. Like I said, we had a good week working on some things this last week. But, good mix, like so many different guys. We have our share player of the game, with the players vote on there, on our values and who's playing the best. We've had so many guys
getting
win
votes,
or getting high amount of votes.
That's always a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is. Good spread. Young guys coming through.
We won't give away what the share award is, but that's good.
It's been really good. So happy so far, but still work to do. Obviously, anytime you think you're going well, you're probably about to go downhill. So we're staying on top of it and still got a lot to improve on.
Sydney is back in town this week, Rhys, a club you're familiar with, ex-Sydney King, an ex-coach of yours, Brian Goulding. It was a tough game with them the last while. He hit a couple of big shots down the stretch. They've had a few changes since then as far as like the way some guys are playing their minutes. What are you expecting out of Sydney on Sunday?
Well, the thing with the FIBA break is everyone usually will go into it and try and make adjustments, and you got all this time to change things,
don't they? And
so you don't know exactly what you're going to see, and they have had some changing lineups. Personnel. Like obviously Galloway started against us. He's out for the season.
What did he do?
Shoulder. So so he's got to have a surgery on his shoulder, which is really unfortunate. I really like him as a player, so tough for him. But so it's a tough one. You don't know what they get. Like again, it's going to be a different starting lineup than we saw, and then the way they're playing their big rotation. Kelly LePepe was playing a lot earlier and can really play. Like Cam Oliver was great against us. Like wouldn't be surprised if he starts again. But you don't know. They've got a lot of combinations. They can go small with 2 at 4. They can, Oliver Cooks is big. So it's there's a lot they can do. So we just got to come in ready for all situations and scenarios. And FIBA break. It's always a big one coming out of it. The teams that can come out of it with
Some teams will have
form.
little internal trials. Some teams don't do anything.
Yeah.
Some teams go to mini boot camps.
Yeah.
So
and both can go either way. There could be
some people
two
get
teams.
health is another thing. Guys get healthier.
Yeah. No, exactly. There's no formula.
Probably can't brush past this one too quick. But our old mate CG, he's been over there in Asia, absolutely torching.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we allowed to discuss Basketball Australia games here on the Extra Pass by Chemist Warehouse podcast?
When someone hits 19 of 30 threes in 2 games, you can talk about it as much
you
as you want.
chuck on his, how many did he have against Perth?
Yeah, 9 in that one.
9.
Too. 9 in that one as well.
And how many do you have against Adelaide in the infamous?
I think someone said
India put out a graphic.
30. It's 36 in 5 games.
And then against the Hawks, he had a bunch too. Is that right?
36 in 5 games. I reckon
I'd
36
go
in a
36
season
for
would have been that'd be one of my better years
Yeah, but
too.
we
I
didn't
reckon.
shoot as many. We weren't allowed to shoot as many.
I shot a lot.
Uncomparable.
It's incredible. And
Speak for me, I shot a lot.
No 2s. They're all 3s. And
in the
unreal.
FIBA games, no 2s. There was 1 free throw on a 4-point play.
Maybe the Asian teams need to look at the scouting
Yeah,
report
man,
a little bit closer.
they need Rhys breaking down some film for them. They don't know what's going on.
There might be a job in that, Rhys.
You want to break down more film?
Tie
Go
scouting.
and scout everyone else on CG, and I'll just sit back and enjoy the show. No, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty crazy.
Incredible. I mean, you can say what you want about the Oppo, but a live game at 9, 10 threes in itself is hard enough, let alone a social game.
Yeah. No, like on the back of, like you said, 9 threes against Perth, like he's just really good at shooting. And it's like, doesn't matter which way he's facing, where his feet are, how bent his knees are. He just like can find the like release point and just find that follow through. And his set point is so
But he was
easy that he can get it off at any time, anywhere, any footwork. That's one of his strengths.
In that Chinese series, he hit a bunch of threes too, didn't he? Just before they picked the team, so he's carried it all over, man.
Yeah, no, he's like I said, he's pretty good at
You're in
shooting.
a good spot right now, the old CG.
Yeah.
All 3 of you have either played with or against him across your playing careers. Can you give a bit of insight? I know we've sort of talked about it on previous podcasts, but can you give a bit of insight on what's it like to actually have to be aware of CG on the floor when he's just seemingly always getting open?
Well, I used to guard him. That was like the
I'd
thing.
spend time on him.
I used to guard him whenever I played against him, and he'd play 30 minutes, and I was like a 15 to 20 kind of guy. But like my 15 or 20, if he was on, I was guarding him, and like it was just one of those things. You'd run around, and I used to just like try and annoy him like a lot of teams do. I used to just try and like have my forearm on him and it's like give him little shoves in the ribs and like grab him and hold him when the ref wasn't watching and stuff. So anyway, like, if you have to do that, then it's because they're pretty good. I didn't do that to other bench guys, like you got to do whatever you can. And I remember the semifinals in 2014, I was with Adelaide and he had 11 points in the first 2 minutes. You were with him in Melbourne.
We were on that.
You were on that team in Melbourne.
This is game
one.
This is game one in Adelaide.
In Adelaide.
Okay, yeah.
And I got subbed in, like, go and chase him around. Joey Ross, like, go and guard him. And I chased him around and I was like grabbing his shirt and pulling him. And I heavily contested his next couple of shots and he missed a couple and sort of like, I guess, cooled off for a minute. And then he'd rolled his ankle, so he had slowed down even more, not my doing. And he had a bit of a like slow rest of the game. And I was like, yeah, we're good, boys. Like, I got CG. Like, game two comes, like, put me on. So he hits a couple early in game two. Then Joey's like, go and guard him. Finished with 35. And so I was like, nah, I don't think it was me. He just missed a couple of shots in game one. So there's not much you can do when he's going. Like, you just got to hope you can contest it heavily enough that he misses. But, yeah.
I think he's a guy, I obviously wouldn't have ever had to guard him, but he's a guy the whole team has to be aware of where he is at all times. Like in college, we used to play against guys that were just shooters and they affected their team in so many ways offensively that it was like literally we had to even practice it in practices. Like the whole team is calling out where this guy is at all times because it's a team effort. Like one guy can't do it if he's coming off screens. He's just a guy that commands so much gravity from the defense that everyone has to be aware of him. Not just one or two guys, but all five guys out there.
Chancey kind of touched on that, I think, when we had him in about the gravity, how he takes away.
Backdoor, so much for so many others. That's why you love playing with him, especially
as a driver. The man holding him in the corner.
There's no help.
No help. So you can just go do a little right hand scoop around the rim. Just had to get that in about myself. So, plenty more fun stuff after a quick break from our friends at Chemist Warehouse.
Score yourself a great deal at Chemist Warehouse. Find huge savings on all your favorite brands across vitamins, sports, nutrition, fragrances, hair care, plus heaps more. Shop in store, online, or click and collect at chemistwarehouse.com.au.
And we're back from the break. It's now time for Fast Five with Balls.
Ready? This is Fast Five with Balls. Been waiting for this the whole time. Now we're on to the fun stuff. Yeah, they're hard hitting, so I hope you're ready.
Here we go. Now, this will add up to 15 questions we've asked you. I'm running out of questions for you, Rhys. So this is the third time. Fast Five. Done a great job the first two. I don't remember them at all, so I hope I didn't ask any other questions. We got some bit more serious here this time.
Okay.
Kind of.
I'll straighten up. Yep.
Okay. What is a task in your job of a coach? I mean, from the outside in, it looks like it's just all fun and games. You just, you get to be around players, around team, you're traveling. What's a job that you have to do within the coaching that other people wouldn't know, like, is required? Is there something like that, or is there something that's just like the busy work part of it that people don't see?
I'm sure everyone maybe knows that we do it, but to the extent like that's probably 70 to 80% of what you do is just on a laptop looking at footage and like using a cutting program, just editing, taking pieces of video and moving it to a kind of folder that we use to show the players or to go through. And so like the watching the video, analyzing what's happening in the video and, how we're going to stop things and scout and all that kind of stuff is good fun. But the going and just like looking at a couple of hundred clips and choosing which ones and filtering it into, are they running this and now they're running that and whatever offense or defense, and that kind of tedious first part of it is like the bit that is
like the busy work part.
People
don't see that stuff.
Just getting to a point where you can scout the opposition is a long process, and so some people think you're like on court for 2-3 hours a day. Like, what do you do the rest of the day?
So that's all.
There's a lot of video and numbers and stats and that kind of stuff.
Is there tech now you can catch guys out if they haven't watched video?
There always has been. Even when
Sure, yeah. I was going to say back when we were.
So when
I might be in trouble.
When I uploaded a scout last year, Newells, and I went onto the Huddle website and looked at each player's minutes during the week. Old Brad Newell, lucky he was a vet, knew what was going on, but she did come up with 000s pretty often.
Oh, whoops.
He forgot his password. He couldn't
Yeah, man.
tried.
I thought I got away with it. That's probably why I'm sitting here.
70-80%. That's a lot. That's a lot of time being put into that stuff. Okay, so since you're watching so much film, what's the craziest / most interesting thing you've ever seen breaking down film? Like this could be even in the crowd or something that happens during a game. I mean, if you have, I know you watch a lot, so this isn't an easy question.
Oh boy,
Have you ever
like
seen
the background or something?
Yeah, the
Is that what you mean?
background, or have you ever seen a coach do some hand gesture that's like, I know that play, we got that play now, and it made a huge point in a game, or anything that's like, yep, Rhys figured that out, and in a game, you had him beat.
yeah, little things like you do get sometimes. I don't want to say too much. Maybe the league will stop doing it, but the league have the coaches mic'd up.
Yeah, you can.
And sometimes you'll just catch a coach yelling out on the sideline, circle, circle, and you're like, oh, and then you watch what they do, and it's like, all right, in game when they call circle, now we know what that is. We get play calls, but there's been, I remember I was watching the game. Was it down in Tassie where? Keanu Pindle almost dunked on the floor wiper. I was watching that one through video. I didn't know it was coming. And he's got a steal, and they were wiping up the key at the other end, and they turn around. It's he's running down their back. But there's been probably a lot, man. You put me on the spot here. I guess this is Fast Five, right?
Yeah, it's not an easy question. It's all the film.
What about little tricks? I remember when Adam Ford came over to be with us in Sydney. He was one of the original. He used to wear the watch. So you kind of get ahead of the game with the replay, and if the game was live, you could quickly catch something and report that down the other end. Do you ever seen any stuff like that? Or
yeah, no,
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but this was years ago. So
we don't have that kind of stuff, but we have.
He would pick up on stuff from the telecast and report it, or have someone report it to him.
Yeah,
which would go to his.
We have
straight to his watch.
Straight to his watch,
Really?
so he could say they're doing it. Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Bogues loved it. It was interesting.
Yeah, right. No, we nothing like that, but we do have we have Andy Lim sitting behind the bench on the replays and stuff, just yelling straight in our ear. Who's got a success rate of I don't know what he is 8 out of 10 for the year.
I don't know.
On reviews, he's killing it on reviews. And there's been a couple that he's yep, challenge, and we still aren't sure. Dino's maybe not sure and doesn't go with it. And then later we look back Andy was right.
Yeah.
So he's been elite.
Such a part of the game now, man.
Yeah, it's very valuable.
Yeah, so challenges, he's been elite. I think he missed one last game that he wasn't 100% sold. But he was pretty I think we can get it, but we didn't. But generally, when he says go, challenge it.
Can I jump on the back of this question?
Absolutely, Red. Come on, please.
Well, this is something it's very topical in basketball now, the replays and all these kind of things. And a few people have said to me, would you challenge it? Would you do this and that? I said, look, I don't know. I don't study the rules like crazy anymore, whatever. Name a guy, if he does this, who are you definitely going to say, yeah, take it? So first, name that one. Who you think would be right?
Ooh, who would be
out
right?
of our guys?
Out of our guys, I feel like Marcus has only done it once, and it was we would have won. There's been other times we were going to challenge, and he's told us no.
Right.
So then there's some trust. Whereas
so your Marcus Lees, you're probably
I feel
up there on your trust.
He's up there. Daly's gaining trust back. He lost trust last year because every foul he had, it was the finger was waving. But he's coming back. He's done a good job. He's called a few good ones. KB slowed down. He was also a notorious finger waver, even though he clearly had fouled someone on the video. And
you're least trusted then. So who would you say you're just not even considering it?
No, like I said, Dale's worked his way out of that. He's done a good job. Last year,
I won't do that.
No, he was in the doghouse because he lost. He had a few that were a few
went down.
Yeah, but no, he's done a good job lately of controlling himself and assessing it a bit more rationally before he waves.
If a winger challenges something, they don't even consider it.
That's because they're all rugby league players are all crazy. Excellent addition there, Brad.
Yeah. No worries.
But we are only on question 2 though, so we're moving on to question 3.
That's right.
Okay. You're true or false? I think I've heard this is true. You were an AFL level footy player and you could have went either way.
Oh, not AFL level.
I know he's not gonna. You're not gonna brag on yourself here.
No, not AFL level. I was, I guess, in the junior
Yeah, but
like
if you would have
16s.
focused on, you think if you would have focused on AFL, you could have played AFL.
So
You
you
know what I'm
weren't
saying?
playing basketball. you
I
weren't
mean,
playing tennis.
anything can happen. I was under
yes.
16s. I made a Vic Country basketball and got called to play Vic Country footy, and I couldn't do both, and I chose basketball and didn't play for a few years. And then when I went back, played 2 years NBL, and then went and played with Werribee for like 6 games just to finish the season. In the off season, I played VFL when they were Western Bulldogs kind of reserves, and did the draft camp like screening thing and got like nominated for the draft thing. And I was mock draft predicted to be the last pick in the draft, and didn't get taken. And then there's a secondary draft, like the rookie draft, like preseason rookie draft, where secondary, which was I was maybe a chance for, but by that point I'd gone back to basketball. So maybe
I
maybe
remember
not.
that time. You kind of
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, you're kind of
played the Giants,
Yeah. The Giants just
Did
wore
we
you
go to
down.
that
Wore me down.
42s?
Wore me down.
Just-
Playing with Bellinger, man. I gotta go play footy, you know.
The team folded, everyone left.
Yeah, yeah. So no, it was close, but who knows if it would have made it or not. But I mean, in saying that, I did win a reserves premiership last year
Yeah,
in the
still
Mornington Peninsula,
playing.
Mornington Peninsula Division
they
Two
all count, mate.
reserves. So
That's one of the top leagues in the Division 2s, what I've heard. Okay, we talked about Sale.
What I've heard.
Beautiful Sale.
Yep.
I've never been there. Actually, we drove past. Every time I see the sign, I always think, oh, that's where Rhys is from. I'm more of a Swan Hill guy myself. Is it similar to Swan Hill?
it's
Size?
kind of
It's bigger. It's like bigger.
No, it's only like 12,000 people, something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
close to Swan Hill
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Swan Hill's on when you're driving from Sydney to Adelaide.
Swan Hills.
That's it. Yeah, north. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. Okay, what are 2 things Sale does better than Melbourne? This is putting you on the spot. Like it could be simple, like a pie shop down the road, or like you play a place to get your coffee, or the milk bars are a little bit more.
Oh, jeez.
The milk bar is
So
like,
those-
the guy that works at the milk bar knows people a lot more than they do
Oh, like
here.
everyone knows everyone's name.
Maybe
That's always a
friends,
fun thing.
Friendlier.
Like, yeah, geez. What I love about it is like the space. Like my dad's like 2 minutes from the kind of edge of town. He just has like a tiny little farm, and you just like time slows down. Just everything's easy.
Laid back country
Everything's
folk.
laid back. Yeah, no one's in a rush. Like.
Yeah.
In Melbourne, it's like you got places to be. For me,
It's
driving
quick.
my kids to
It's quick.
sports, it's like
Yeah.
rush.
Let's call it
Whereas-
traffic.
Yeah,
So traffic is way better than Sale.
Traffic. Kids can like just as a kid growing up, like my parents probably didn't even know which practice I was at.
Yeah,
It's
you
like I
just
just rode
ride
my
your bike,
bike to
yeah.
it at 5
And you could
o'clock.
do all your
Finish at
different
6:30. Yeah, and I just like ride my bike home. Dinner would be ready, and they'd be
That
waiting
is a
there.
huge advantage.
Country kids
Yeah.
versus the city
Yeah.
kids.
Which is why you can play 7
Play your
sports.
set at
Yeah,
tennis,
just do
go
everything.
back and play basketball.
Yeah. Go to your friend's house. We're just it was a taxi
We just
for my
moving.
kids.
Yeah, no, I didn't get driven anywhere as a kid. It was just on your bike, and you get to the whole town. Every friend you had, you could get on your bike.
Nice. So
Yep.
let's say bike riding and traffic.
Yes.
Time.
And
space.
the little
Oh, yeah,
community,
you said space.
The little
Yeah.
community as well is
Community.
cool.
Ah.
Like, everyone knows you. Like, I just went back. I
What's
haven't lived there for
local
30
produce of
years.
Sale? What's brings people to town? It used to be
There's like a gas plant, like SO gas plant.
that went something
Still
shut
like
down.
500 plus employees. So
Oh,
there's a
okay.
lot of families in town. And then a lot of the
I'm on
guys
the
that
trail.
work out offshore on the oil rigs live there and fly
rigs.
out in there.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of,
There you go.
I mean, I'm from
Yeah.
Bluffton. That's about 10,000. That's in Indiana.
What's the
it's basically the
industry
same
there?
type of
Corn.
place, just in Indiana.
Potatoes, corn.
The industry in Bluffton,
Yeah.
a lot of farming. There's corn
Farming.
and beans and stuff like. Lots of corn, lots of beans, and basketball. We just pump out players
Hoops.
constantly.
Yeah, we make hoopers.
Okay, we're on to number 5. This has flown by. As a coach, all right, you're a coach. You're a head coach. You're breaking down film. You're doing it all. You're facing, to my left, Brad Newley in his prime Brad Newley. How do you? What are you talking to your team with? What are his
Depends if you'd
weaknesses?
watched his video.
How are you going to attack him defensively? And like, what are you watching for on offense? Like trying to slow him down.
like prime, young Brad Newley.
I know
that
you
was,
like
Because we
It's
spanned
about
some
you.
years.
Yeah, so like Newell's played
My
for 20
game's
years, so it's
changed
like
and, you know.
young
Well,
Brad
that's
Newell was
prime.
like skinny, fast,
Yeah, no,
athletic.
that's what I'm saying. We're
So
talking
you're
about.
like, all right, you gotta like, give him a bit of space
Yeah.
and not let him just drive on you because he was quick.
Yeah,
and he
he's
could get on the
still
rim.
quick. We played like last week. He's still quick getting to the hole.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said was. He is quick. Yeah.
Quicker getting off the golf course when I'm playing.
You know what? One of the biggest things with Newell's is it's like you got to be ready before he gets it because he was good at cutting and stuff. He'd be sitting in a corner. If you turn your head, he'd be like flying off like a face cut, and he'd already be on the move. He'd
Yeah.
catch, and he's already turning the corner on the catch. So it's just about awareness of like where he is, and then like his 3-ball was pretty good, but you kind of back then had to
You'd
live with
rather
it
have
because
him
like
shooting than-
he was
yeah, than
snaking
slash
through
into
the
the
paint
basket.
all day. And transition is like he would get that thing because he was a
gone.
rebounding guard.
Yeah.
I got this picture in my head of like at the Junior Worlds, you know, like getting a rebound off the rim.
I
And
watched
then
that last night, actually.
last night, you watch it every night.
What are you talking going on in the background of this?
And just like full court, just like weaving through traffic in the full.
Yeah.
You just got to put bodies in front of him in transition and then be ready to stop his little right hand curl cuts and stuff like that in the half court. And if he's dinging threes,
It's
you
all
just
over. Yeah,
toss
you
it in,
can't-
go home.
yeah, yeah.
Go home. You can't do anything about Brett
threes.
Muley if he's dinging threes.
Good answer.
Thanks, man.
Good answer. So, all right, that was good. That was it. Fast five
balls.
done.
Fast six.
Fast-ish.
Slow six.
Yeah, well,
Jumping back into kind of the serious side, we've ticked off Sydney's coming up. So we've got the back end of the season approaching. Now's the time. We've got a handful of home games left. Then we go on the road. How important is this next 2-3 games before that, you know, after Christmas period when we're on the move? How much do we need to consolidate these home games?
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way. I'll just answer that.
Yeah, go.
go ahead.
We do travel well, so I don't think it's as big as what my producer thinks. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, I think don't question Hopkins, by the way. But anyway,
He runs this stuff.
You know what I'm trying to say?
We've got the best road record in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have previously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
I don't know. Maybe maybe it gets kind of overstated, but we do need to win these home games because January is
you gotta win
brutal.
every
As much as we're good
Yeah.
on the road,
January's
January
great.
is
we
brutal.
always have one
Trent.
bad one. I've just answered it. Go on.
But also we go back to back to back to back on the road. Like there's
Yeah.
no home game in between. You say, we travel well, we played well on the road, but then we come home and sleep at home for 2 weeks and have a home game and then we're comfortable. Whatever. Yeah, then you go away again and you might be good or bad. But this is like away. We're just away the whole time. And so January I think we're away like 12, 13 days out of 26 or something, or 29 or whatever it is. No home games. Thanks, Tennis Australia, taking over the venue.
Just a little event.
But so we need to make sure we get some good wins at home. Like, it'd be great to get a few sold out crowds and really get that crowd behind us and build some momentum coming into that Christmas, New Year's period where, it gets in to be a grind. And so we've got to make sure if we can have a little buffer at that point, if we're obviously sitting on top, but just at least to maintain or put a little buffer on a couple of teams there would be huge for us. So a lot of work to do. But it's definitely, it's a tough period.
Well, that's it for today, Rhys. Thanks for joining us. I think we've kept this pretty clean. Anything else?
No, that's it. I think we're done.
Chat enough about it? We're good?
Clap. That's it.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Extra Pass, presented by Chemist Warehouse.
Thanks, Ben.